Hello, my name is Jay and welcome back to my Tech Vault. Today we're going to talk about the Titan RTX, the newest set in Titan graphics cards that's featuring this lovely ray tracing that Nvidia hasn't really shown us much evidence of. And today I'm going to talk about not only the importance and how practical it is, but also talk about what this is actually going to perform like, because some of the specs that we've gotten really are quite indicative of what we will really see when it comes down to gameplay performance. But first, I also want to make a quick apology. The video that I was originally supposed to put out today of the $30 budget gaming PC, it's taken a lot longer to get Windows and all the stuff installed and all the drivers done than I originally planned. There was a lot of problems with the hard drives and stuff that I had. That was my fault though. So that's going to be coming out. The second video in that series will be coming out this Friday. And then of course I'll be finishing it out. And I might be changing up a little bit of the theme of the videos. But that'll be a separate content or separate talk, I guess, when that video gets posted. But now to what we're going to talk about today. So the Titan RTX. This graphics card has lots of interesting features. It's a graphics card, Titan. It's expensive. Right on $2,500. Which, if you take a look at what Nvidia is pricing their stuff lately, it doesn't come as much as a surprise. From the Titan V to the Titan RTX, it just doesn't come as a surprise. Really, not really surprised. Just depressing. But, so, why am I making this video? Well, first off, number one, I wanted to talk about the practicality, which we can talk about later, but there's not much to talk about. It's pretty much kind of stupid. But it gets really more stupid when you start looking at some of the specs. So a Titan, or an RTX 2080 Ti, comes with 68 RT cores, and that's a number, okay? And to keep in mind, with Battlefield 5, which is the only game currently that supports the real-time ray tracing, you get 1,440 pixels. You get 60 FPS plus at the max settings. Okay, so that's kind of a good point, I guess, a good basis for your thing, or I guess your analysis. So then let's talk about the Titan RTX, which I'm going to say the Titan V, and probably Titan XP multiple times, so forgive me. The Titan RTX has 72 ray tracing cores. And now, if you double the price of a 2080 Ti, you'll get the price around of a RTX, or Titan RTX. And if you put ray tracing, or if you not ray tracing, SLI on those two 2080 Ti's, you'll have a lot more of those RT cores than you would with the Titan V. So that really raises the question, is the substantial couple thousand dollar gap really worth the 4 ray tracing cores? Now that we're looking at this from a simple standpoint of if you're going solely for the ray tracing. Now you can argue a lot of the CUDA cores and more CUDA cores, blah blah blah. There's a lot of different stuff that you're looking at from the sole FPS without ray tracing on. But since the main feature of the graphics card is RTX and ray tracing, real-time ray tracing, I really wanted to make this video to talk about it. So you're going to go through and you're going to buy this graphics card, and this is a very expensive graphics card when you could buy something that's just about as evenly priced, and of course is going to buy two of the 2080 Ti's and get something that's about the same price that will substantially outperform it. Now obviously we don't have any really looks at what the performance is, since we just have Battlefield 5 for the 2080 Ti, and we don't have any actual benchmarks of this Titan RTX. But what I really can say is, since this graphics card, and since ray tracing has been so heavily dependent on the RTX or RT cores, it's actually like bottlenecked kind of the rest of the graphics card. This graphics card has 24 gigabytes of GDDR6, and obviously the faster memory will contribute, be of course better performing, but it really doesn't seem that usable. It doesn't seem that practical because it's really a big hindrance from those RT cores. And since 11 gigabytes and we're already getting hindrance, just depending on the amount of RT cores, it really would kind of seem illogical to up it to 4 and assume that the frame buffer is going to be spend a lot of money on a nice frame buffer when it's not necessarily going to get fully used. So obviously, if you're looking at it, as I said, from the standpoint of strictly FPS without ray tracing, the frame buffer for high resolutions, of course, is going to be better. Of course, it's going to perform better. It's going to play better, all that stuff. But as you're looking for the sole feature of it, the RTX graphics card, the Titan RTX, will probably not perform that substantially higher than a 2080 Ti. And of course, for the same price as two of them, you could definitely SLI those and get a much better deal for your money. As I said, if you're going for a 2080 Ti already, you're not getting a good deal on your money. So, why not just go for the Titan RTX at that point? Like, come on. You got a little too much money on your hands. So, I wanted to make today's video to talk about that, because I'm also going to talk about now the practical part of this, is that the RTX graphics card, this graphics card, not only is, as I said, super, super expensive. It just doesn't seem to offer that cutting edge. I mean, it looks nice. It's kind of got the Titan V feel. It's got the same two cooler design. It really doesn't come across as practical to me. And I mean, just what are you doing? I don't understand why Nvidia thought this was a really good idea to put this out there. I also, for the audience, I'm a little confused on the audience they're trying to appeal to here, because obviously the professional workstations are going to have the Quadros. Sorry, I forgot the word. They're going to have the Quadros, and they're going to all the professional users are only going to be like, oh, I want to only touch a Quadro, and all the gamers, that's way out of their budget. Heck, you could get a really nice system for a $2,500 budget. You could get an insane system. Well, what kind of audience is really going to be going for that? And I mean, I know the Titan V was, I think, a $3,000 graphics card. I know there's some people that bought that. I know a lot of the professional workstations kind of went down there because of the AI features. But now we're putting ray tracing on there as the Titan V and saying that instead of AI, we're focusing more on the ray tracing, but you're really getting the same amount of ray tracing as you would get, I mean, minus the 4 RT cores, you're really getting the same amount of ray tracing as a 2080 Ti, which may just be that Nvidia is trying to market to higher-end consumers without having to change too much of what they have, except putting an enormous amount of the video cache available kind of for those things that require, especially in the workstation market, that require all those extra amounts of video RAM and video memory and video cache, all those things that require it. That's probably why they decided to throw that in there. They added a bunch of extra price if you're just looking at it from the gaming standpoint for no apparent reason. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video. As again, I apologize, it's a rather short one. I really wasn't planning. I was hoping to have this done, but it will be done soon. And then we might end up making another video out of this. So this may be a 4-video series. This $30 gaming PC, but we'll really see from that. But thank you very much for watching. Check out my channel. Check out the $30 gaming PC that I've been working on, and things like that. But thank you very much. Goodbye.